The Patriots announcing 3 players are going to start training camp on the PUP list, including Sony Michel and Mohamed Sanu. I'm Sierra Goodwill here with Evan Lazar. Obviously, 2 big names that Patriots fans don't want to see are still struggling with some sort of injury or recovery of an injury. Sony Michel, a little bit more expected for this to be the case. He did get that procedure done back in March, but Mohamed Sanu, someone that you've kind of talked to his camp throughout this preseason and lately, and a little bit surprising that this is where he's at right now.
Right, and the Patriots usually take advantage of this, Sierra, to get an extra body into practice by putting guys on the PUP list, and usually they come off pretty quickly, right? We saw last year Isaiah Wynn spent a couple of days on the PUP list and then came off. With Sanu, I was told, I texted with a source last night about this, and he sent me 2 videos of Mohamed Sanu catching passes from Cam Newton in Brookline the other day on Saturday, and he said deductive reasoning, right? And you see Sanu out there just running routes at full speed. So my guess is that he's going to be just fine, and I wouldn't expect him to miss any practice time or any substantial practice time, and he should be good to go for week 1 as well. And I think the biggest thing for him is just that offseason ankle injury and surgery that he had. It just has taken him a little bit of time to ramp it all the way back up to full tilt. It's not that his injury is not 100%. It's not that the surgery didn't go well or anything like that. He's just in that sort of rehab phase of getting back up to game speed now after he's done all the rehab on repairing the injured ankle.
Yeah, and Sony Michel's a little bit of a different situation. He can, like you said, also come off during training camp if he progresses well. But if this does move into the regular season where he's still not at full speed, we're talking opportunities again for our favorite guy to talk about, Damien Harris, or the other guys on the running back depth chart. How do you see that scenario playing out?
Well, I think that this is bad news for Michel, who was already kind of, in jeopardy of losing some of his starting job reps, his workload, if you will, and carries. So I think that really when you look at it, he had the surgery in May. And the biggest thing was this offseason is they knew that he had this foot issue at the end of last year, and they were hoping that just rest and rehab was going to do the trick. It ended up not doing the trick, and that's why the surgery was pushed back to so late in the offseason, and he didn't have this, back in February or March or something like that. So this timetable now is in a little bit of a time crunch here for Sony Michel. And this is, if I was Michel, I'd be worried a little bit because you already know that Damien Harris is breathing down your neck. You know that last year wasn't necessarily your best season. And now you have this issue that you're not going to be on the practice field right away when there's only going to be 2 weeks of practice before week 1. There's a lot going on here with Sony Michel behind the scenes, I think, with that foot injury. The fact that it didn't respond to rest and rehab the way that they wanted it to, and it led to surgery. And now he's going to be probably out and miss some practice time here over the next couple of weeks. But at the end of the day, both guys, Sanu, Michel, and even Brandon King, they got some time to come off the PUP list, right? The first official practice not till August 12th. So they have about 10 days here to get healthy before they're actually going to put on the pads and get back on the field.
We'll keep you updated on all the Patriots news and content you need on our website at clnsmedia.com and on our YouTube channel at Patriots Press Pass.